life. Ooh.
I've been walking around the house singing Defying Gravity over and over, like all evening, and John's probably sick of it.
Nice. That's a good
going,
song,
I
though.
keep
So
starting like
it'll be
halfway
fine.
through.
Oh, well, you know.
It's the
Kyle
same
has to get
line.
that because it's always like my show choir show. So it's whatever we
Yeah.
rehearse that day
Yep.
is stuck in my head for however long. So
I just keep going, you can still be with the wizard. That's
just
where
that
I
part.
start every time.
I love it.
The part that's stuck in my head. And then I'll go, would you've worked? Because she like whispers it in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
And then the girls laugh. And then that
forget
makes
that you've only seen the movie, which is what.
Well,
like,
I've
wild to me.
listened to the original Broadway soundtrack. I just never got to see it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everyone. What was I gonna say? Oh, I was thinking about how, oh gosh, somebody in Discord started the conversation of like us all singing together. Who did
Oh,
that?
yeah. I don't know.
I know it was somebody, and they're probably gonna be like,
Smart
"It
and
was
beautiful.
me." Yeah, they were really great. Anyways,
Yeah.
I was like, why didn't the three of us sing together while we were in Nashville?
I didn't have a voice. I was super sick.
That's
My
it.
voice was completely gone. I was like,
What? Just like that.
That's what I sounded like the whole weekend.
I know we sat there and like made bracelets and like we're kind of singing a little bit, but we didn't like. You know?
We're gonna have to do it at Enchanticon. Isn't there karaoke at Enchanticon?
Ooh, if there is, we're totally gonna kill that.
Slay.
Krista, it was Krista. She is the one who came up with that, and she is so
Krista.
smart and beautiful and amazing.
So smart and beautiful, yes. Okay, we have lots of friends here. Hi, Michelle, Ashley, Vanessa.
Michelle, I have seen Wicked when it came to Tulsa, Oklahoma. I went on a
wow, way to brag about it.
trip there with people I no longer talk to.
Oh, yeah.
You know. Anyways, went there, saw it, and but I have not been to New York until I found out like 2 weeks ago. I know. Huh? I found out like 2 weeks ago. I get to go to New York City for free for a whole week, all expenses paid, all of the things. I know is like a once in a lifetime thing with the theater department from our school. And we are going to see Gypsy, the musical, which I don't know a ton about, but I guess the like person who's currently the lead is like current winner of the most Tonys like ever in history or whatever. So obviously extremely talented. And then we also get to see The Great Gatsby. So I'm super excited about that. So then go to the Empire State Building and go to the Met, see the Statue of Liberty, doing all the things. So we literally had a meeting about it tonight, and we got these like little matching backpacks everybody gets. So yeah, very excited about that.
Oh,
that was like
I'm so
really
jealous.
random thrown out there thing. Yes.
Can't wait to go back to New
Audra
York.
McDonald. That's who it is, Krista. I'm so glad.
Oh.
Yes. I've never been to New York, so I'm very excited. Yay.
I cannot wait to go back. Audra McDonald, isn't she? Oh yeah, that is who I thought that was. I do know who that is.
Nice.
You know
yeah, I
name.
recognized her too. Whenever Mr. Bradley, that's our theater teacher, shout out him, when he was telling me about it, I was like, okay, sure. And then I Googled her and I was like, oh, this lady, I've seen her.
She's so beautiful. She's from The Good Annie.
Oh, nice.
That's the one I grew up watching.
Nice. But yeah, I'm really excited. There's so many of you from the New York area. That's so fun. I'll see you there.
Oh,
I'll be there May 30th to June 3rd.
Do a little meetup.
So, yeah. I mean, I'm with students and it's like a super packed schedule. It is not me going to New York for whatever the heck I want. Our theater teacher's wife is also a huge book nerd. She's actually like a school librarian and stuff. Cute. And so she and I keep talking about sneaking away to bookstores, but I don't know. I don't know if we could actually get away with it because we're both like chaperones on this trip for like actual children. So
yeah, but you're grown-ups. It's fine.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But I don't know. I don't know what bookstores would be open after hours, like when we get back to the hotel and kids are asleep, but you never know. It's New York.
It is
So,
New York. There's stuff's always open.
yeah. So
The
I
city
guess we'll
never
find out.
sleeps, Lauren.
Oh, yeah. I never been,
Oh,
so I don't know, but I'm
I
excited.
would love to go back.
Anyways,
It is funny.
perfect.
John and I have been there a few times together. We were going like every 6 months before COVID. But we didn't do like all the touristy stuff. Like you're talking about like seeing the Statue of Liberty and
Mm,
going to the Met. Like we haven't done any of that.
that's
We were
funny.
just going for like shows and
The
food, I guess.
vibes and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the vibes.
I feel like I'm excited to, like, say I've done all of those things, but I know,
Mhm.
like, squishing everything in 5
It'll be
days, and that
exhausting.
includes travel, like, from day to day or whatever. Yeah, it's gonna be exhausting.
5 days is
So,
a long time in New York.
yeah. They said we'll walk, like, 5 to 10 miles a day
Yeah.
and all the things. We're seeing 2 shows and doing all the stuff, so I don't know. It's just gonna be a lot.
Yeah.
We're only seeing the Statue of Liberty from a boat. We're not getting
Yeah.
off at Ellis Island or whatever, but
Mhm.
still cool.
Yeah.
Super excited. Yeah, anyways, that's super random. I'm
I'm
also
so
wearing
excited
my
for you.
"On Your Mark, Get Set, Bake" shirt from class today because I am doing the Great British Bake Off, but I'm calling it the Great Choir Bake Off, and I'm making
It's
my kids
amazing.
cook up fun musical things, and I'm just making them all wear these dumb little baker hats too, and they hate their lives, but I just think it's freaking hilarious. There's a couple kids that are really embracing it, and a lot of them that are, yeah, anytime I say something, "Yes, chef!" I was like, "Thank you." Not the show, but I accept. "Yes, Chef Reedy." I was like, "Great."
That's
But it's been
amazing.
really fun. So anyways, today kicked that off. So I'm wearing my "On Your Mark, Get Set, Bake." And
Wow.
then I made them all, like, line up their work that they completed on the desk or whatever, like, the little table in front of me, and I, like, judged them and things,
I
and then
judged them.
I just judged them accordingly. I have a student teacher, she keeps talking in a British accent, and she's fully embraced it, and then she was like, "I kinda wanna give these people a handshake because there has to be a Hollywood handshake, right?" And I was just like, "I mean, do they deserve it?" She's like, "I guess not." I was like, "Don't do it just because. We have to save it. Like, it's a special
I
thing."
guess not.
So, anyways, it's been a really fun day.
Did you hang the other papers or have you left it?
I did not hang the other papers. So
Okay.
there's 2 that I tried to make the tent in my classroom, everybody, but
Mhm.
my classroom is, like, freaking tall, like,
It's
super
so
tall.
tall.
So I got on a ladder all by myself, really scary last night, and I ended up hanging 2, so it's, like, goes this way. But I did add more of the little banner thingies or the little
Oh, yeah, yeah.
whatever across the rest of the classroom and stuff, so
We were
one
talking on
day
Marco Polo, like, while she was doing it, and I was like,
I know.
"Hi, okay, don't die, I love you."
It's like, climb up a ladder. I did not die. I did get this, like, really
Great.
big bruise on my shoulder,
Oh,
but I'm okay.
Lauren.
I'm surviving. Well, it's like the
Classic
ladder's
Lauren.
freaking huge, and it started falling, and I was trying to catch it before it fell on, like, the tables and stuff that I have all cute. So I, like, reached through the
Lauren.
little rungs and caught it, and then, like, pulled it back like this, and then the thing, like, landed on my shoulder, and it hurt real bad. But
Lauren.
I'm okay. It's fine.
Lauren is
You gotta
exceptionally injury prone, if you don't know this
do the
about
things
her.
for the children.
I feel like every time I see you, you have some sort of massive bruise. Last time it was the one on your leg because you, like, fell down the stairs or I don't know what happened.
Yeah, that was good. It was
That
funny
was good.
because we made it's funny. It was good because we made that video that was like
Yeah.
all the
Who hurt
dumb
you?
romance tropes. Yeah,
Who did
Connor
this
comes
to
up to my
you?
giant bruise. "Who did this to you?" Very funny. Anyways, none of this is
Anyway,
why we're here.
welcome to April Reads, everybody.
Classic.
Off to a great
Ah,
start.
yes, it's gonna be fine. Yes, welcome to our live monthly reads event. We are here live and exclusively live for Patreon. It'll be public tomorrow. We're here to talk about our books that we read all month. So we're going to be yapping about the books. We've probably already talked to most of you about them in Discord or wherever else, but for those that are just tuning in, I hope you get a bunch of things for your TBRs and drop all your TBRs and your recommendations in the comments so we can add more for next month.
Oh, yeah. So we're talking about all of our books from April. This will include our overall. What are you laughing at me?
Vanessa saying, adding clumsy to Lauren's Sims street.
Sims traits. Yes.
Forgot Vanessa made us on The Sims.
I
Thanks,
love that.
Vanessa.
Okay, so we are discussing our like thoughts, ratings, recommendations, and such. But as always, we will be keeping these spoiler free. And as Lauren mentioned, this is live for Patreon members tonight, and then will be public later. So if you are watching the replay and you would like to join the next chat live, you've got a month to join us before the next one.
Yeah, great time to join.
Do it. I dare you.
Yeah. Speaking of
Yeah.
Patreon, I can't even read it. Becoming a member of our Patreon community comes with a ton of other perks, including early ad-free access to our podcast episodes. The Between Pages and Friends podcast is hosted by your favorite book besties, aka us, and our bookish husbands, John and Kyle. They're okay. Every week, we release new episodes talking through your favorite fantasy series together. And right now, we are reading the Imperion series by Rebecca Yarros. And you can check it out here on YouTube or any other place you stream podcasts.
And we're almost done with the
Oh
Imperion
my
series.
gosh. We are. It's not out yet. But we're like
Yeah,
at the end.
I know.
It's like,
We're like, yeah,
you're like, I know, I
almost
read it
done.
too.
I know. I was there. But one of the perks that you could have if you join Patreon is probably finding out our next
Ooh, you're dropping
book
it.
/ series.
Mm,
Who knows? But you
I
may
do.
find it out a little bit early if you're a Patreon member.
Oh, that's a good point.
So
Wild.
up to you. Balls in your court.
Yeah, I dare ya.
Oh my gosh. All right. But since we do talk about our podcast book for hours and hours and hours over on the podcast, these monthly reads videos are to share everything else we read throughout the month. So let's do it.
Let's do it. Connor,
Let's do
you
it.
read 10 books this month. I'm so proud of you. Double digits.
Thank you.
Good job. I read 8 books this month. That's still really good. Thank you very much.
That is amazing.
Thank you. Oh, so sorry. If you are here, leave it in your comments. How many books did you read this month? Brag about it.
Yeah.
Even if it's
Tell us.
like half a book, that's still impressive.
Yes. I honestly don't know how I got through so many this month. I think it was because I was doing all of my comfort rereads. But this was like the busiest month of my life. So
I thought it was because you were bedazzling and you got
no, that was
audio.
only the span of like half a book, I think, that I was really bedazzling. That was really only like maybe 2 evenings, I think, that I spent doing that so far. But
Nice. Everybody had a good month in the comments.
wow.
Good job, everybody. I saw somewhere that was like the average human reads 4 books a year.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So we're all above average, clearly. Clearly.
Clearly. Exceptional here.
Connor, what were you bedazzling? That's one of our questions.
Well, let me go grab them.
Bedazzling Let me be right back. She's been bedazzling books. I do diamond art like all the time. That's been a thing I've been doing for like years, but I've never gone off the grid. Sounds funny to say, but like that's what it is, I guess. Off the map. But Connor went rogue and she's bedazzling free.
Well, I mean, if you're bedazzling a book, then there is sort of a map. It's just you just pick your own colors, I guess. So
mine tells me exactly the color, the exact spot.
Well, I have a kit. Like I only have so many to choose from, you know. So this is the first one I did. I don't know how well this will come across like on screen.
I can see it. Yeah.
But I just did like the title and then a couple of the little lemons and these little birdies over here.
Cute.
So that's my first one. That's probably my favorite one so far. And then I did Variation, which I still have not read. Sorry. I don't know if you can see this one at all. I just did the title and Rebecca Yarros's name. If you can see
it
those.
should be.
And then I started this one. I posted a picture of my progress so far. You can see photos of these on our Instagram. She's very bedazzly. But I'm planning to do most of the cover, just not the people. Nice. So there's that.
Cute.
And
somebody said we should do a bedazzle night as a Patreon of it. That'd be fun.
I would love that. And we could just hang out and talk.
Yeah, just bedazzle. We should just do a craft night where everybody just has their individual crafts, whatever that may
we got
be.
people who crochet and make felt banners and all kinds of stuff.
That sounds so much fun.
Let's
add
do that
to the list.
Add it to the
Sounds
list.
Great. Okay, so the first book that we have listed here is our podcast book, which we are currently reading, Onyx Storm, and we've talked about it for 100 years on the podcast, so tune in there if you want to know our feelings about it. But somebody asked if we have finished recording our episodes. At this point, we have two more to record. We will record on Thursday, we will record on Monday, and then we are done with the Imperion series as of right now, which is wild.
That is wild.
I cannot believe it. Like, Kyle and I had such an in-depth conversation about it the other day, and I was like, oh my gosh, you know all the things. Like, obviously, like, we haven't finished it, but like, he knows so much, and we can like talk so much. It was
so fun. Yeah, we will be collecting questions soon for our we will do like an Imperion Q&A, full series Q&A after the last episode, and then another fun episode after that. I don't know if we've talked about that technically yet. Should we tell them about that? Should we not tell them about it?
Oh gosh,
we said we're doing an episode with a special guest. I think that's all we've said so far.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's fun to keep it a secret, but they're all going to freak out in the comments because you brought it up. I feel like it's always me keeping the secrets.
Anyway, sorry. We will be collecting questions and topics and stuff for that. So we will probably use those for both of those episodes potentially.
Is our Q&A and are we doing like a theories episode, or are those the same thing?
It's the same. Because our last episode section is so short. Yeah. So I figured we'd probably talk about some of them. They are freaking out now.
I told you. I told you. But if you ask Lauren, she'll never tell us. Sorry, everybody. I mean, I don't care, but if you do say it here, it's like public tomorrow. So that's up to you.
Oh, that's true. We'll keep it for Patreon.
Got it. Have to be a special Patreon only night.
Sweet. The public will know in a couple weeks, probably. Yeah.
We'll always let you guys know first, though.
Yes.
It's one of those things that like we're always worried when we do something with somebody else that something will fall through or whatever. So we don't want to like get hopes up and then something doesn't happen, so we'll wait until the time is right.
Yes.
But I promise
actually
Patreon. Yeah, you will know early. I promise. Okay, let's move on.
Okay.
They're going to be so mad at me, but I love you all. I hope you know that.
Okay. Love you so much. Okay. My first read of this month was Slaying the Vampire Conqueror by Carissa Broadbent.
That's an epic title.
I know, right? This is one of the like standalone novellas, although this one really was like the length of a novel. So this was a little standalone story in the Crowns of Nyaxia series. So it's like in that little universe, but it's not technically part of the chronological order of books. But I was reading the series in the order that she has on her Instagram or whatever. There's like a little reading order graphic. I can drop that in Patreon too if you haven't seen it yet. I think she has it pinned on her Instagram. Anyway, I really love her standalone stories though. I think they're so fun. This one in particular felt a little bit more drawn out than it needed to be. So that's my only reason that I gave it 4 stars instead of 5.
How many pages?
The other standalone, well, I listened to the audiobook and I think the audio was like 11 or 12 hours. So it's like
it's like a full length. Yeah.
Yeah. But the other one from this series is a novella. It was like a 6-hour audiobook, and that was 6 Scorched Roses. And I felt like the length of it was perfect. But for Slaying the Vampire Conqueror, loved the characters. I thought the ideas in the book were super cool. And I wrote here that I loved the ending. Now I don't remember what the ending was. Is everything okay over there?
Yeah, Goldie's just barking at something. I don't know.
Oh no. Oh,
it's all right.
Oh.
Is she barking at your house too?
Oh, somebody's like blasting music outside. That was super weird. Okay.
I think there's kids bouncing a basketball outside.
There's like somebody's bumping some bass outside over here. So if you can hear that.
That was like really weird that it happened at our houses at the same time. So.
That was really strange.
Wild.
Oh, and Minnie just showed up. Wow. What is going on?
Our pet's moment.
Their moment. Anyway, okay. Circling back around. This is what happens when we do things live. Yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed this book, and I was writing this like before I actually finished the published part of the series. But I'm excited to see where some of these things go. The series isn't finished yet. There's another book coming out in August, so I'm excited to see some of the ideas from this book kind of come into play later, hopefully. So anyway, that was my first one of the month. It was 4 stars.
Nice. My first one's kind of a cheat.
Go on.
My bad. Okay, so last month I hadn't finished a book yet, and I told you all I would finish it in March, but I didn't. It took me like 4 more days to read it. So technically I finished this April 3rd, and it was The Au Pair Affair. I've already talked about it last episode or last whatever these reads are. So so sorry everybody, but I think it's over here. Oh, maybe I didn't stick it over here yet. Oh yeah, it's right there though.
Womp. Oh.
So anyways, I did finish The Au Pair Affair officially. So sorry everybody, but I'm counting it towards an April read. So -1 from last month, +1 for this month. 4 stars.
Right.
Listen to the last month about this book. So sorry. Okay, moving on.
Okay, moving on. Happy Emily Henry season to all who celebrate. This is my month of Emily Henry rereads and reading her new book. So I started with Beach Read. I've said this before, and I'll probably say it again. Every Emily Henry book is my favorite Emily Henry book. It's just like whichever one I'm reading in the moment. I love it so much. Oh, look at you putting the little titles in there. Wow. I will accept no criticism on any single one of them. I just won't. So I'm selfishly kind of glad we're not doing Great Big Beautiful Life for book club. I don't want to.
You've said that so many times.
I know. So anyway, I obviously love Emily Henry. She's my favorite author. I love Gus and January from this book. I just love her sense of humor. I love the achingly beautiful way that she writes. What?
Is Gus and January, those are 2 different people. For some reason, I took that as Gus and January. Like as one
Gus and
Gus in January. Or Gus in, like, I don't know. Just leave me.
Yeah, it's Gus is Augustus Everett, and January is I almost said January Jones.
Nope.
Not Betty Draper. Gus and January.
Gus and okay, sorry.
Thank you for hyping my Emily Henry hype. I appreciate that. I'm just gonna highlight this for a second. Anyway, I just love her so much. I cannot get enough. I think this is my 4th time reading Beach Read, and I love it more every time I read it. I just love it. I also cry like a little itty bitty baby. There's one particular part with letters toward the end of this book that makes me cry every time, and it made me want to like stop what I was doing and like write a letter. So if you've read it to my children.
Got it.
Ugh, it's so good. Anyway, okay, let me move on because I will gush about all of these. And
I hope you like Emily Henry, and if not, just
bear with
me.
In.
You're along for the ride.
It's okay. We're already on book 2, which was People We Meet on Vacation. I think the banter in this book is my favorite. Like, I think this is my favorite Emily Henry banter. I love Poppy and Alex. Those are 2 separate people.
Got it. Thank you.
Not Poppy and Alex. Poppin'.
Poppin' and Alex.
Yeah, I just love them. I love the way that this one is written, like a then and now, where there's like dual timelines. So you get like all the previous summers with this summer. I love that. I love everything about Alex Nielsen. 10 out of 10 book boyfriend. And I can't wait for the Netflix movie. There's a Netflix movie of this that's being made right now. It says on the website, I forget which one I was looking at, that it's in post-production now and expected in 2025.
Whoa.
So maybe by the end of this year, we'll get the movie.
That's nice.
I'm so excited.
We should have like obviously you'll probably watch it before the rest of us will have a moment, but then we could have like another watch party. We keep talking about trying to do one of those.
That would be so fun. And Michelle asked if this is my recommended order. Yes. I have been asked that a bunch in Discord, but I love it. I will always talk about Emily Henry.
Yes. Maybe you need to like make an official, some sort of cute little graphic.
Yeah, maybe I should. But then people are asked for my ranking, and I don't really have a ranking.
Oh, well. You know.
So anyway, that's part 1 of my Emily Henry gush for tonight. But I'm really excited for you to talk about your next read because I also really love it. I'm so excited to hear you talk about it. Good.
Okay, cool. My next read was Tomorrow, Tomorrow, and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. Holy heckin' 5 stars. Oh my God. I loved this book so much. I had no idea what I was getting into. I had just seen the cover 100,000 times from, I don't know, every bookstore ever or like the internet or wherever. I don't really know. But I was randomly looking for a read. It was a one of those like get it early or skip the lines, one of those that's on Libby. So I was like, oh, sure, why not? Audiobook, whatever. I loved this book so much. I was so shocked. It was like, I don't even know. Like, I know nothing about video game design or like that world at all, besides what I learned in this book, but I'm like invested in that concept and like how it worked for them and the way the story like jumps around. At first, it just was like done so it like I was more just intrigued. Like I don't ever feel like I felt lost as much as you don't know the whole story ever. I mean, especially not until the very end.
Yeah.
Just because it like jumps around so much. But it was done in such a like an amazing way. I never felt lost or annoyed or confused. I I'm just like amazed and impressed. I fell in love with the characters. I laughed and I cried and I cringed and I swooned. Just like literally any emotion you could have, I had. So big, major, huge, gigantic fan of Tomorrow. 5 stars. If I didn't say
this
that.
Makes me so happy.
I feel like I keep thinking about this book too, which is like weird.
Yeah.
Like there's a couple that just really stick with you.
So okay, this was that for me, and I'm so excited that you loved it so much.
Okay. Good.
Haley asked what genre this book is. I think, there it is. I think it's considered contemporary fiction.
I think so too.
Probably. I would guess contemporary fiction. It has a beautiful cover. This is one of those books that like I keep wanting to buy a physical copy of because I loved it so much.
It's really pretty. Yeah.
It's gorgeous. I thought about incorporating it into a tattoo at one point. I like
Whoa, you really do like it.
Anyway, but which is so weird because I think the first time I read this book, I rated it 4 stars. And then I went back and looked and was like, why did I rate it 4 stars? I love this book so much. I think about it all the time. This was my first read of 2023. I read this book over 2 years ago. Yeah, but this is one of the ones that got me back into reading. I read it as an ebook on my phone, like while I was up in the middle of the night feeding my baby. And I loved it. Oh, I'm so glad you loved it.
I Googled it and it said it is a coming of age story and it has adventure fiction, which I don't really find it as an adventure, but
interesting.
That's okay. That's just what Google says.
Krista said Storygraph says contemporary fiction.
Yeah. It's definitely coming of age. Like it follows these kids literally from being kids to adults and beyond. Yeah. Whatever. So, but it's so good. It's so good. And it's not my normal genre. So.
Yeah. It is. It's really different. It's kind of quirky and like weird. And I just loved it so much. And it is sort of, it's about video game designers. So the cover does look a little video gamey.
It's like two kids and then they decide to try to make a game together and like their life or whatever. So super good. Oh my gosh. I'm thinking about it all right now. It's all coming back. And now I want to like reread it, which like never happens.
No, you're making me want to reread it. But I do that
all the time. Good. There's just, I know that books are good and I have no problem with rereading them. Like I've read The Hunger Games 100,000 times, like that kind of a thing. But now like where I'm at in life, there's just so many books I want to read that like feeling like I want to reread doesn't happen like ever. Just because I feel like I'm going to miss out on all these other amazing books. Taking all my time to reread. So like this one. Yeah. So,
anyway. Hello.
There she is. Oh my gosh, Minnie, it took you 30 minutes. You're late today.
You are a little late clocking in. Would you like to say hello? Can you hear her?
Yes.
Anyway, okay. My next book, this was the last one that is currently published from the Crowns of Nyaxia series. So I read The Songbird and the Heart of Stone by Carissa Broadbent. That's right. When I first started writing this note, I had just finished it. When I first started this note, I had just started the book. That's what I'm trying to say. So I was saying when I first started it, I had a feeling that it was going to be my favorite in the series. And I think that's true. I think this is my favorite in the series so far. So I'm really excited about the next one. Guys, the boss is here.
I know. I saw that too. Everybody be cool. Our boss is here. Best behavior, corporate just arrived. It's amazing.
Quick side note, when I did my internship when I was in college, I did a co-op and I was in an office like downtown, and the CEO, it was like a fairly small company, but the CEO was like a big deal and he was like very intimidating. And so whenever he was in the office, people would start sending a message around in Slack that said the eagle has landed.
I love that.
How you knew that he was in the office. And I feel like that's what just happened with Minnie.
100%.
Okay, so yes, now this is I have finished all the books that are currently out for Crowns of Nyaxia. And I think The Fallen and the Kiss of Dusk is the next one that comes out in August. So I'm very excited for that. This one was just so fun because it had I feel like her books that have a lot of structure to the plot are my favorite ones. Like this one had like book 1 in this series had some trials, and then this one had like very clear laid out steps of like, we're going on a journey here and there's this many steps, so like we have to collect these items to get there, like that kind of a thing. And so but I just like I felt it from the beginning. Like I knew it was going to be so good, and I just love when she writes stories like that because I think it's got like a stronger it just has like a stronger plot where you kind of know what to expect, but then she throws some twists in there and stuff. So anyway, I loved it. Can't wait for the next one.
Nice. Did you get more merch ideas for all your potential licensed merchy things?
Really from this book, but I also haven't really had time to like. You are shedding like crazy, Minerva. I'm gonna have to sweep over here.
Uh-oh, she brought out the full name.
But yeah, I still have some. I think I have 3 more designs that I want to make for Carissa Broadbent before I move on to my next licensed series. But I got to do a bunch of stuff for my shop before I get there. So
yeah, that's true.
It's on hold right now.
Okay, my turn. I got 2 back to back. The first one is The Marriage Game by Sarah Desai. This was just like a super random book that's been on my TBR for like literally ever, and it was happened to be available now when I needed a book. So I randomly gave it a go. It's cute enemies to lovers. This girl has like this girl has like a bunch of arranged marriage potentials, like men that she potentially is going to be arranged marriage to, and she had like a meeting with them, and her dad couldn't come with her for whatever reason. He like got sick, but this other dude, this is so random, sounds like this other dude just randomly came with her, but kind of they worked in the office together. And so while she's like out on all these dates with these other dudes, she's always with the same one, and he's like, it's kind of like they accidentally go on all these like bajillion dates together while she's like trying to find her potential like arranged marriage person. They're very everyone's like very like the Indian culture and like the like all the things. It's like arranged marriage, like her parents are arranged marriage, her brother's arranged marriage, like it's like totally normal. But the guy who's also like from the same culture had like kind of stepped out of it. It was like, this is dumb, like whatever. Anyways, super like, I don't know, it's really cute. It was not like a life-changing book, but I thought it was cute. It made me laugh a couple times, so 4 stars. And then I immediately jumped into the second one in the series, which is The Dating Game. And this was like the female main characters from the first one's best friend. And it was like a second chance romance with like a high school, the boy she was supposed to go to prom with, but he like stood her up on prom night.
Oh,
I know. I know. The worst. So,
unrequited love.
I know. So really cute story though. I always love the like series where it's like someone else in their world. So you kind of get like a little tidbit from that first group or like, whatever it is. But this one, I don't know. I don't know if it's just because sometimes when I do these back to back and it wasn't like the most amazing thing ever, I'm like, okay, here we are again, whatever. So I only ended up giving this one 3 stars. As much as I don't really feel like there was anything super, super wrong with it, it just was a cute little rom-com book. The third one is called The Singles Table, which I have already borrowed from Libby, so maybe
wow.
I know. So I guess I'm just gonna finish them all because that's the 3.
Right.
So I guess so. But they're cute. If you need just like a cute side, whatever, random book, recommend. So
all right. The first one kind of sounds like The True Love Experiment by Christina Lauren. You read that one, right? Did you read that one? Where it was like a bachelorette style TV show.
So you like bought it for me? It's sitting over there. But
I did? But you haven't read it? I thought you were the one that told me about it.
I think I told you about it because we were like both into like The Bachelor at the time, and I had heard the concept. And I was like, oh my God, I think this book's like The Bachelor, but I did not actually read it. So,
you would love it.
My bad. It's sitting over there. I'm staring at it.
You would love it. It's actually
I've like not read very much Christina Lauren. I think I read maybe 2.
I flew through a bunch last year randomly. There was like 1 month I read a ton. But...
And remember, we're like the off-brand CeeLo or whatever they go by.
Yeah,
we're the Temu. What did we call ourselves? The Wish. The
Wish.
The Wish. CeeLo. That's us. The Connor Lauren.
Although I think if we were to do that, because if you don't know, Christina Lauren is 2 people named Christina and Lauren. They're like best friends, and they've written like 40 books together or something.
Yeah.
But if we were to do that, I feel like Lauren Connor is a better author name than Connor Lauren.
Connor Lauren. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Lauren Connor would be.
I agree. Lauren should be first. Yeah, Connor does make a better last name for real.
It does. Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah. This is super random. We went out to lunch last week with some people from my office, and we went to this like brewery, and I went up to check out or like to order, and you just go ahead and like pay, but you give them your phone number as a way to like track, and it has your name associated with your phone number or whatever. So anyway, I like give the guy my phone number, and it pops up, and he goes, "I'm guessing you're not Connor?" And I was like, "I am actually." And he was like, "Oh, sorry." This happens all the time. But he was like, I just assumed he was totally checking me out, by the way, which was so flattering. But he was like,
valid.
I just saw the ring and assumed that was your husband or fiance or whatever you might have.
Connor, hot mama over there. Yeah, let him keep guessing.
Yeah, that was funny.
I hope he's still guessing.
He was like so embarrassed that he said that
last week. Yes, Connor.
I went up to thank you. I went up to get my food, and he like he didn't even ask me my name. He just like already had it ready for me.
Yeah, he'll never forget your name.
Thank you. Yep. Ow, ow. I told John about that when I got home, and he was like, "Of course he did. Look at you."
That's a good man. That happened to me last year. Remember at All-State Show Choir? Those boys were like, you don't have to pay for this. It's free. And I was like, you're like 17, but thanks. And I just like drove. I didn't say that, but I was like, okay. Just drove away. It's so funny when those things happen.
The wink.
I know. It was like this super gave me my drink. I was like, oh, thank you. So,
oh my gosh.
Live it up, Connor. Live it up.
It's like Lauren Connor's first book.
Let's make it happen.
Amazing. I love
with all the time
yeah, I feel like if you did most of the writing, I don't like to write. I love to edit. I don't like to write.
I have written a lot actually, but
Yeah.
I have too much anxiety to exist normally, let alone putting something like that out there.
Valid.
So, it's just gonna hide in my computer.
But then I
Kyle
can
has
edit it
actually
for
written a
you.
lot, a lot, a lot.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I said, I wrote a lot. Kyle's written like he's coming out with a book. You guys are all gonna be beta and alpha readers. Is that what they're called?
I'm so excited.
And
Usually have like one alpha, I think, and then a bunch of beta readers.
I'm alpha, obviously.
Obviously.
I work with high school kids, clearly. Anyways, it'll be great.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, we gotta keep trucking along.
Welcome back to Emily Henry season. My next book is Book Lovers.
I love that one.
I do too. But I honestly, if you forced me to do a ranking of her books, I don't want to, but if you look at Matchy twins. Wow.
So you bought me this when you bought me
Oh, yeah. I did. You're welcome. If you had to, if I was being forced at gunpoint to make a ranking.
Nobody's doing that right now, Connor. If you would like to withhold your statement.
I keep seeing everybody else's rankings, and I feel like Book Lovers is always like at the top. Honestly, I think this might be last place for me.
Interesting.
Just of her books. Still 5 stars, still obsessed with it. Love the banter in this book too, but this probably makes me cry the least of all of her books.
That's fair.
That probably the least personal connection, but I was really excited noticing some Easter eggs between all the books, reading them back to back like this that I hadn't noticed before. So that was really fun. And then Happy Place was my next one. This one's very special to me. I really love this book. And maybe my ranking would just be a hot take because I feel like Happy Place is always at the bottom of people's lists, but it might be my favorite. It's one of my favorites, ever. One of my favorite books of all time. I just love Harriet and Wing.
You're just in a happy place.
I'm in a happy place. And it's kind of a sad book. It's a little misleading.
Oh,
but it's a second chance romance, and I just feel so deeply connected to these characters and the things that they're going through, and I just love it so much. So there's that.
Don't cry now. You're just holding the book. Calm.
I do have a signed copy of this one as well. That was my first signed Emily Henry book. It's my hardcover. That's over on the thing. I have multiple copies of all of them.
Of all the books, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Which is when I first saw you were doing Great Big Beautiful Life with Bedazzling. I was like, I can't believe. Oh, it's probably not her real copy.
It's not my signed one. No, it's the pink one. I wanted to do the pink one. And it's just the dust jacket. I can take it off if I need to.
Yeah. Cute.
Anyway. Okay. This has been a long time coming.
It's been such a long time coming. So I started this book in the beginning of December. It has taken me a whole 5 months to finish Filthy Rich Vampires, The Second Right by Geneva Lee. Everyone, I did it. I've been talking about this book for 20 bajillion years.
She did.
I know. I have never DNF'd a book. It's my biggest red flag. My bookish red flag. I have other red flags, I'm sure, but bookish wise, that's it. But every once in a while I come across a book, and once I finished it, I was like, dang, should have just let it go. And this was definitely one of those. I'm sure if I just powered through it in a moment, or read it back to back with the other one instead of waiting so long between the first one and the second one, I probably would have really enjoyed it, because there's parts of this book that are great, and I also feel like there's other people in the world that probably love this book so much. I just personally struggled through this one, so I only gave it 2 stars, which is the lowest I think I've ranked it any book this entire year. I so rarely rank below 3 stars.
True.
I know, but I think it was just a me thing. I don't and where I was and how I felt about the book and all the things when I'm trying to think about it logically, but in the moment at the time, it was a 2-star read for me. I'm super glad I finished it. I don't think I'll finish the series. I think there's one more in the Filthy Rich Vampires, but I also know that she has Filthy Rich Fae. And it's a whole nother
don't do it.
I know that one's super popular, and the new one is about to come out for that, and it's this whole thing. I just don't know that I'll ever get there. I think Filthy Rich Fae is what I had seen first. And so I had like looked it up and then saw that vampires came first. So I was like, cool, I'll read that one because I love vampires. And then get into it. But it's just like, I don't know. I'm glad I read it. I did it. Check.
Finish the book.
Moving on. So yeah. It is a series. This is the second book in the series. It's the second, right? So like human meets vampire and they have to go through certain rites, RITE, to become married, I guess is the whole idea. And I mean, like it is, but like it isn't. Anyways, super deep lore, all the things, vampires, whatever. So the first one is like the first rite. This is the second rite. And I think the next one is the third rite. And there's only 3, so I don't think it's only a 3-book series. But I think I can very clearly tell where it's going to end up. And I'm content like finishing the story in my head. So there we go.
In my head. I love it.
Yep. All right, let's jump back to Emily Henry. Choo choo.
This is our third and final part of my choo choo.
Our Emily Henry train.
Yes. Part 3. Here we go. Funny story. I also have a signed copy of this book.
Now you do.
This was my book of the year for 2024, and it totally holds up. That's all I wrote about it.
Really? Are you still is it gonna be your top of 2025?
No, I think again in my ranking no one is forcing me to do. Happy Place might come before Funny Story. Yes. It's like this. It's like not all the way. It's not like this. It's like
sure.
That's how all of them are for me. There's not really like a 1, 2, 3. It's like a
yeah. So when you like place them aesthetically for a photo, you're actually ranking them just ever so slightly off of each other.
Here's my ranking, but they're all just together.
Yeah, one giant.
That's really how it is, though. I just love them all for different reasons.
Nice.
So I love Funny Story too. I know I talked about it enough last year. It's just one of my faves. It's so good. And then I just finished Great Big Beautiful Life. Oh, this is my non-bedazzled one. This is my personalized signed copy. That's why I grabbed this one. Ready? It says
your name in it.
Con. And then she wrote Live A and then underlined Great Big Beautiful Life and signed it at the bottom.
Cute.
So cute. Joseph Beth in Cincinnati was selling some personalized signed copies because she lives here. I don't know if she did personalized ones anywhere else, but she doesn't do like in-person events, which still makes me so sad.
Does she though, Connor?
What?
Does she?
Oh,
or did
yeah,
she?
except at the Novel Neighbor.
You. You were like, this could have been me. And you like zoomed in on some rando's face from the audience and sent it to me.
There was a girl in the frame when Emily Henry walked in. She had like turned around and she was like, and I zoomed all the way in on her face.
This could have been me.
I was so mad about that because I love Novel Neighbor and they do the coolest events. And I can't believe it. Emily Henry lives in my city and she went to St. Louis for the event and showed up in person. I'm so sad. Okay. Yes. Vanessa, this is exactly where I'm going with this. She just asked if we've read The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. And I think I just told Lauren this last night. It was like kind of giving. It was, I would not compare the two books because that's not fair. I did hear somebody say yesterday that The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo did what this book was trying to do better. And I love The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, but honestly, I don't think it's fair to compare them because this still feels like 100% Emily Henry to me. Like there are pieces of this in like Beach Read, the way that she wrote Beach Read, I feel like is similar to this, but this was her like leaning into it more. So it definitely did go in Evelyn Hugo direction. But it still felt very authentic Emily Henry to me. So I saw a lot of mixed reviews for this book and a lot of people just straight up dumping on it and hating it, which is so rude to me because I'm like, I think it just wasn't what people expected. But she tried to warn us that this was going to be a little different, but it's really not. Like, I really don't think it's extremely different from what she typically writes. I think it was just a cool way for her to like she's always woven in other stories in with the main story. So I thought it was really cool. I hope she continues to lean into this direction because I feel like it will only just keep getting better and better. This was still 5 stars for me. I will say I was expecting more like shocking plot twists, but I think that's only because the setup kind of reminded me of The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and that one does have some like more of a shock factor, or at least it did for me when I read it, because that was one of the first books I read when I first got back into reading. I did take those reviews personally. I am ready to fight anyone.
I know. I was talking to her on Marco Polo. Connor and I use the app all the time. And I was saying that last night. I was like, and I saw somebody say, and she was immediately like, well, I was like,
so mad.
It's like, oh, sorry,
Don't
I
hate
didn't
on
say
my
it.
girl. It's my girl.
You know.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, I really love the main characters in this one though, and like the romance and how it ended. I cried at the end. It still got me. I loved it. I thought it was great. Yeah.
Well, that's it for Emily Henry today.
That concludes.
I need to join you next Emily Henry season because I've only read like 2 of those, so I need to
read them all.
Read it before next season, so I'm ready for her next book.
Yeah,
is what I should do.
That's exactly what you should do.
So, yeah, Anna, just for today, just done with Emily today. All right, the next book I read was the Dungeon Anarchist's Cookbook by Matt Dinniman. This is the 3rd book in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series that I've been slowly reading with Kyle. My goal is to read 1 a month. Kyle is also doing 1 a month because he's buying them with his Audible, like, what is that called? His Audible credits. Thank you. That was the word. I was like, coupon. That's wrong. His Audible credits. So he's only doing 1 a month because he's waiting for those. And so he is 1 ahead of me. And I kind of like staying 1 behind him. But this is the first one that I felt like I was seeing like a bigger picture of the book. Like I feel like the world building in this, which is kind of funny because it's literally under our world, but whatever. And like understand, it's like literally underground. But like understanding like what the heck was happening. The first 2 books, I feel like took a lot of that setup for me. Krista, you said the 3rd one, the one I'm reading right now, is slow for you. I felt that with the 2nd one. I felt like nothing happened, but like this one I'm like, okay, I'm following and I'm doing the things and I'm kind of with it. So, and I feel like he got like an item that like kind of opens the whole like maybe bigger picture, but this is like a 8-book series, and I think there's another one coming out, or 7 books, and the 8th one was just announced or something. So like there's like a lot that we have to go through, I'm sure, in the series. So I will be reading it for the whole rest of the year, most likely. But there's just like a lot of times that there is a ton of fighting and like major gore, and it's just like not my typical read. But last night I was working in my classroom, like we were just talking about, and I was listening when we weren't talking. I was listening to the audiobook the whole time. And so I came home and I had listened to like a ton. And so Kyle and I just had like the biggest, longest, nerdiest conversation of my literal life about a book. And it was just like the highlight like of the day. So it was just like, that's the reason I'm going to keep reading this, more than the book itself, as much as like I still gave this 3rd book 4 stars. I'm still really enjoying the story. It's just not my typical read kind of a thing. But like doing it with him has been super, super fun. And it kind of helps whenever he's doing like romantasy and he's talking about doing ACOTAR, or like all the things that, and then I can be on the side, like reading his book too. So this is my advice to all the wives out there. Read a book for them. They'll read a book for you and it will work. Hopefully, at least it is right now for me. So
I love this for you. That's so cute.
Yeah.
Oh, and somebody asked if we were gonna have the boys read Emily Henry. The short answer is no.
No.
Before John read Throne of Glass, I tried to get him to read Happy Place, and he read like 3 pages, and he was like, "I can't do this."
Yeah. I think it's like even doing like romantasy is sometimes like Kyle's literally said in this last Onyx Storm, whatever, that he thought it was going to turn into like another sex scene or whatever. So he felt like he could skim for 3 pages, and he was upset that it wasn't a sex scene because he had to actually read. Quote. And I was like, Kyle, sometimes important things happen during those, not always, but sometimes.
Yeah.
But like,
he's like, John,
it's
I'll
just
recap
not
with emojis. It's fine.
right. It's just like not his thing. And
Yeah.
so like trying to think of him just reading a straight up rom-com, I just don't feel like that would be
No,
successful.
they would hate it.
So, and
Even
I
now.
enjoyed them somewhat enjoying what we do. In Kyle's defense, he loves doing the podcast. He loves talking to John and talking to you and like having the whole thing and like all the stuff. It's just that when we're actually reading, that is, you know, which is like the whole point. But that's where he struggles. Just sometimes.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Anyways, so long answer, no.
Yeah.
Short answer, no.
Short answer, I tried.
No. Yeah. I know better. Just gonna take a loss.
John did start reading Daughter of No Worlds a few nights ago, but I don't know if he's going to continue it or not. He just was like, he was feeling like he wanted to start something new that he didn't have to like record constantly or whatever, you know, because that
sure.
turns into a whole thing sometimes. So he was just going to try it out.
Sometimes.
He has it sometimes, every single time he reads any book ever. So yeah, he was going to try it out, see if he liked it, but we haven't talked about it yet. So I don't know if he's going to continue it or not.
No, Kyle came with like a whole game plan on how he wanted to / record ACOTAR, like to read and record it. So I don't know if it'll happen. I'll believe it when I see it.
That's how I feel about it too.
I believe it when the video is on my phone. Anyways.
Okay, so my last one for this month before we talk about Kyle. Now I'm looking at his name.
Okay.
Before we talk about Lauren's last one for this month and the book club book. This was kind of random. I like a little like mystery or thriller type book every once in a while. So this was on my TBR shelf. We had it from Book of the Month. This is Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. This is like a mystery book. I picked another Riley Sager because I read one of his, I think, gosh, it was probably a year and a half ago now. I read The Only One Left. That's the one that's like red and blue with the house on the hill on the cover. And I loved that book. And I knew like I could trust Riley Sager to give me a mystery that would tie things up in a pretty little bow at the end and not keep me up at night. Because I like a mystery thriller situation, but I don't want to be scared in the middle of the night. So that's why I picked Riley Sager. And I just love the cover of this one.
Yeah, that's cute.
It's got some cool like art on it. I actually kind of want to bedazzle this one now because it's super green and I don't have any other green books like this. And I can't stop. So anyway.
Do they fit differently on your shelf? Like bedazzled?
Not really. No, not really. I have one that I like stuck back in my shelf and it fits fine. It doesn't look any different. They're pretty small little beads.
Sorry, random thought question.
So I read most of this on Sunday. Like I was listening to the audiobook and we were just kind of hanging out. We had to keep the girls at home because Daisy she like got bronchiolitis or something again. She gets that stuff all the time. So it was mostly kind of a lazy day at home and I was listening to the audiobook most of the day. So it kept me pretty interested from the beginning. I ended up rating it 4 stars. It wasn't like a life-changing book, but it was good. I also, if you've read this, I feel like you would only appreciate this if you've read it, but we had some storms over the last few weeks. So our patio is like kind of disheveled right now. Our pergola got like ripped in half and we have to get rid of it and whatever. But I was listening to the audiobook for this and I looked out the back door and there was a baseball on my patio that does not belong to me. And that's like a huge thing in this book. And as I was listening to this audiobook, I was like, Billy?
He's there.
That was so funny. That was like so random. But okay, fun fact about this book though. This was narrated by Santino Fontana, and I could not for the life of me figure out why he sounded so familiar. I was thinking at first, like, is this the guy who narrated The House in the Cerulean Sea? I like couldn't place his voice. Turns out he's Prince Hans of the Southern Isles from Frozen.
What?
And he also narrates. Yeah, I like looked him up and I was like, what? And he also narrates The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then some random like Friedrich Bachmann books that I haven't read yet. I've read some of his, but just not the ones narrated by him. And then some random Stephen King books, and then all the books for You, the Netflix series You, and some random like mysteries and miscellaneous novels.
Who is this Hans?
Hans. That was just
Actually,
like
stop.
Just so random. So once I looked it up, I like couldn't unhear it. It was just funny to.
Interesting.
He did a great job. But
good job.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's amazing.
Yeah. Can I just say something crazy? Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. I'm so excited to talk about this next book. I can't even express how excited I am to talk about this next book.
It's Lauren's turn.
I put it right here. I've been waiting for this moment. Oh, The Never List by Jade Presley. Oh my gosh. Since the moment I even heard about this book, I screenshot it and sent it to Connor. And I was like, oh my God, Connor, this book. Like, look at the description of this book. And then literally the whole time, I think you've heard me talk about it like 1,000 times at this point.
I have, but I'm so excited. I borrowed the audiobook. I'm about to start it.
Good. I'm so excited for you. I want to listen to the audiobook. I'll reread it.
Okay.
Oh my God. I'm going to reread it. I know. I love it. And look how pretty it is. Like, this is such a gorgeous book. And this is like raised up the little, like the little seal on the envelope for the Never List or for the choosing or whatever. But anyways, this is the description that I read. I am holding it like a baby. I love this book so much. Okay. This is the description that I read that made me like immediately read this book because this one just came out. Like, this is like a month old. This is the description. 50 Shades of Grey meets Serpent in the Wings of Night in a Why Choose Romantasy, ... And it continues. And I was like, immediate read. Immediately.
You haven't even read The Serpent in the Wings of Night. That's the best part.
But I know that it's good. And it's all the, 50 Shades, like whatever. I'm here for it. Big fan. Yep. I was like, enough said. So I was invested in this book the moment I picked it up. I cannot stop thinking about it. I just love it. I don't even know. I don't want to like ruin it for you, but it is a Why Choose. But basically, there's like 4 goddesses who married 4 mortal men and had 4 and they turned them immortal, like when they married them or whatever. And they all had a son like the same year. So there's like 4 princes. Okay. So there's 4 kings because of the goddesses, 4 princes. Ooh. And the kings were like pitting like all the wives against each other. And it was like all this fighting and like whatever with the goddesses and stuff. So they like to like save their power, end up like going to like sleep and like saving the energy of the world, whatever. So the goddesses are gone. And when they were leaving, they said that they would there would be one girl to connect all the guys to, and so that they weren't like, I know, so they weren't like pitting them against each other and like all the things like the kings did to them. And so every year they have the choosing ceremony where all the girls come and the guys get to pick one girl to attempt to like basically date, and she has to spend 1 month with each of them in their like little courts and eventually like, get to know all of them and then like potentially be their
unite them
or whatever. Yeah, unite them somehow. And but like I've just never read like a Why Choose like a fantasy book. Like I've read like Pucking Around and like the one with the band, is it Lilac?
Oh yeah,
like those kinds. Oh yeah,
I didn't like that one.
Yeah, it was okay. But I really haven't done a lot of Why Choose. So this is my first one in like a fantasy world, and just like the world building of it and like the whole, I don't know. I'm just a huge fan of this book. And I, in my fangirling of this book, DM'd the author on Instagram and got to have a whole little conversation with her. Like she responded to me and I was like freaking out and just telling her how much I love her book. And she was like, oh my God, you're making my day. And so that was super fun. I had like a full on fangirl moment. And I just need everyone to read this book because I just love it so much. And I want to talk about it.
Done.
But it's like brand new and it has like maybe 3,000 reviews on Goodreads. Wow. Like it was in like the bestseller section next to Great Big Beautiful Life and like the new one from Alex Astor and Fearless. It was like on the same shelf when I went and bought this.
Wow.
So I was like, I don't know. I guess it's just new and it's not just like some huge major title like an Emily Henry or something. But I'm a huge fan. I'm the number one fan of the Neverlist. So, big fan.
I love it. Oh, I can't wait to read it. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited you're going to read it with me. That makes me so happy. I just love it so much. I know. My cheeks are hurting. I'm so happy about this book. But I put it on one of these little stands. It's been sitting here since I bought it.
Amazing.
Right here. And it's like a little place of honor.
You're shelf trippy.
It really is because I didn't read it. I read it on my phone. I read the digital book. It's on Kindle Unlimited, everybody. Go. It's free. Well,
it's free. I don't think I realized it was on Kindle Unlimited.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't think I would have read it like with the description. I was like, oh, that's so interesting. And then like I went and I was like, oh, Kindle Unlimited. Sure, I'll read it first. It wasn't like I had heard it from anyone else. It was literally had stumbled across the book, across the like description of it. And then I was like, oh, sweet. And so then when I was like 50 or 60% in, I went out of my way to purchase this book. I was like, I must have this book on my shelf. I was almost late to picking up my child from where she was because I was in line to purchase this book. She's home. She's safe. All is fine.
She's fine. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So good.
All right. Well,
okay.
That brings us, to our last one. This was Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. This is, Lauren's got her little shelf trophy right there. This is our book club book for Patreon this month. Lauren, what did you rate this book? You weren't at book club.
First of all, let me shout out book club. I'm so sorry.
Girl, I can't.
I've never missed an event. I felt so horrible. But like I live in this world and I'm like, yes, of course our concert's tomorrow, students. Don't forget. And then I turn around and I'm like, yeah, guys, book club's tomorrow. Like, see you then. And then I just happened to mention it to Connor and she's like, Lauren, you don't have a concert tomorrow. We have book club. And I was like, no, I have a concert. Like it's the same night. Oh my God. So I literally anyways, so sorry. I gave this book 4 stars.
Same.
I was not sure what to expect because I knew it was like super, super popular at some point, but somehow I like missed it. Like whatever the hype was, I don't know if I was like a Twilight Hunger Games girly and somehow missed the crossover to Shadow and Bone or vice versa, or however that worked. So anyways, I was not like blown away from this book. I wasn't like sure what to expect. At some point in there, and obviously we're talking non-spoilers here in this chat, but at some point when she was like at the like school or like where she was learning, I was like, dang, this is all we're doing. We're just staying here at this one location for forever. And it like took me out of it for a little bit. Once she got like moving and doing stuff, I was like back in and stuff. But like for a little bit, I was like, oh my gosh, like we are still trucking along for like however long in the same spot. But I still really enjoyed it, still really good, and I hope to finish the rest of the series. I bought the whole box set when it was like everybody was buying it with book club, so I have the other 2 right here. And I really want to watch the show on Netflix. I hate watching shows without the book, and so it's one that I've like seen and like when it came out, I want to say it came out like 2021, 2022, something for the series.
Show.
And I like everybody's talking about it, but I can't watch it because I never read the book. And I just like let it go. So I just can't do it. So I'm excited to do that. And I also want to read the other one that comes after this, Six of Crows. I would love to read that too. So
yeah, a lot of people in book club were saying like, even if you weren't like have to pick up the next book right now, like it's totally worth finishing the series. That was what a lot of people had said, that it like gets better and better. I also gave it 4 stars. I really liked it. I listened to the audio in like 2 days, I think. So because I listened to it so fast, I felt like the pacing was pretty good. I thought it was really easy to follow. This was a more plot driven book, so I didn't feel like super attached to the characters. I think that was my biggest thing. I didn't feel like I have to read the next book right now and find out what happens to them because I just didn't feel like super connected to them. But I think over the course of the series, I could totally see that developing a lot. But yeah, I liked I really liked it. I still want to finish it. I would love to read more Leigh Bardugo. In general, I do have 2 other Leigh Bardugo books on my TBR shelf that I've been very excited to read. I don't think they're technically connected to like these 2 series, but I want to read them in like sort of in order, like publication order, right? Was this the first series, or maybe there was one before? I
I
want to
think
go
so.
through her whole kind of catalog, but
Yeah, it's on the back of the book, but I'm pretty sure I just put it back in the box.
yeah, but I like the narrator too, Lauren Fortgang.
Yeah, the narrator was
Mhm.
good. Because I read and like listened and followed along or whatever.
Mhm.
She read the book to me while my eyes followed. However you describe doing that. Which I did for the first time and now have done for like every single physical book I have.
I'm so
Like,
sorry.
it's just I'm not doing it for the Sunrise on the Reaping. I'm trying to just read that because that's how I did all the
Okay.
Hunger Games and all the things. But I just
Oh,
get through it faster, obviously
yeah.
doing the audio and reading along. So that's okay.
Yeah. It's my favorite way to read, but most of the time I only get to do audio. But I love when I can like sit down and do both.
Yeah. I have like specific books. Like this is audio only. This is this kind of like reading and
Yeah.
audio together. This is just reading. This is on my like Kindle or whatever, my digital. Like they're all separate. I have like 5 books going at a time. It's fine.
Yes. Immersion reading. Yes, Haley.
Yes,
I
that's what
have
it
heard
is.
that before. Mhm.
I love doing that. I also will say for Shadow and Bone, I never knew which boy I was supposed to fan over. Like at first, I was like, "Ooh, dark and mysterious," like whatever. But then, like, I kept getting the ick, and so I was like, "Am
Uh-huh.
I? Is this?" You know? And so I think that also kept me out of it because I wasn't. There was not very a clear. This is the direction.
I feel like it was supposed to be like that.
That's fine. I just didn't
Yeah.
enjoy that because I was confused. So, you know.
That's funny. Yeah, Michelle said I didn't like either of them. I kind of felt like that by the end. I was like, eh.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I guess we're going off with this one. Maybe there'll be somebody new next book. I don't know. All right. Well, that's it.
Yeah.
That's all our books. We
Yeah,
did it. I'm so proud of us.
we did.
If you would like to read with us, like for book club, you should totally do that. We discuss the books throughout the month on the Fable app and have some spoiler-free conversations, and then a live event, kind of like this one, but specifically about that book with all the spoilers and all the chats and all the
Mhm.
theories and whatever about the book. So in May, we are finishing out the Powerless series by reading Fearless by Lauren Roberts. We read Powerless as a book club in April a year ago, which is crazy.
It's our first
Wild.
ever book club book.
First one. And then somewhere down the road, we read Reckless together. And now here we are with Fearless. It kind of feels like a whole full circle moment.
So fun.
We should all get like a present or something. We should all buy ourselves a new book to celebrate us finishing this series together.
New shelf trophy.
Yeah, for sure.
Uh,
But we would love for you to join our community, get to know us and our other
Yes.
book friends, and just be in our book club. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm
Yeah.
excited for Fearless. I wasn't like the biggest fan of Reckless as
Same.
far as like the book itself, but like the
Mhm.
book club experience is
Yes.
what has made this entire series for me.
I agree.
Like book club has made this series better for me.
Yes. 100%.
So I'm excited to, because I was like, I have to read it. Like I've read the other 2 with Fearless. So I'm excited that we get to do it in book club. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Yay.
excited to finish out the series. Like by the end of Reckless, I was like, okay, I'm committed now. I'm gonna read Fearless when it comes out. So I wanted to get to it anyway, but I'm glad that we all get to like read it together and talk about it. So
Yeah, same.
that'll be fun.
For sure.
Okay, so that's it for April. We have some like May hopefuls. Usually I'm throwing out like every book.
I thought you weren't finished with this sentence when I saw it earlier.
Okay, so I put once again that I am dying to read Spark of the Everflame because that's been on my hopefuls for like a couple months and I just hadn't gotten to it yet. But I was trying to finish out Crowns of Nyaxia first, and then it was Emily Henry season, obviously. So like I couldn't just start a new series in the middle of that. I had to get through all my Emily Henry books first, obviously. So I still really want to read Spark of the Everflame. I have a license from Penn Cole like sitting in my email. Like a contract, and I just haven't signed it yet because I keep waiting until I actually get to read the series. So once I finally get my shop back up, like that was kind of part of it. But I have Spark of the Everflame sitting on my shelf. I'm very excited to read it. My aunt just started reading it and she said she's like super hooked and wants to talk to me about it and stuff too. So that's kind of fun. But then outside of that, I don't know. I know there's a new Carly Fortune book coming out on May 6th, One Golden Summer. I am really excited to read that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started Wild and Wrangled this morning.
Ooh,
this is
look
also
at you
a
just pulling it
signed
out.
copy. I know. I got all these print copies now. Wow. Little signed one from Lila Sage. I started this morning. It's so cute already. Love that. And then I'm also still reading For Pleasure or Worse by Carissa Kinward.
Nice.
Only because I only had it on my Kindle. There's no audiobook, and it's just taking me years to get through like anything that doesn't have an audio. I'm like really struggling because I've been stuck on the same page for like 2 weeks because I will get in bed and I put it on my Kindle and I fall asleep immediately. I've been so tired. This is like
that's
the worst month for me to get an ER. Like I got the ARC. But I love it. Like I'm so obsessed with this book. It makes me sad that I can't stay awake to read it.
Yeah.
But she sent me a physical copy this month. Carissa did. I posted a video about it, but she signed it. It says, Con, thank you for all the support. XO Carissa. So cute. I was so excited about this. Magsy, don't ask me that.
She has not, Magsy, to answer that question. Because she's the most beautiful, but she doesn't remember. I was gonna say the worst, but I changed what I was saying. And then Krista asked if this is the one that you got the risque picture for.
Yes, it is. It's in the back of the book now. I don't know where else to put it. I just feel like I'm picturing one day yes. One day my children are going to have to like go through all my belongings to move me into a nursing home or something. And they're going to go through my books. And I just feel like
just save it for when you and I are like little old ladies. And then we'll be like, kids, we'll just move in together. We both married men that are like 4 or 5 years older than us. So at some point it's just going to be you and me.
6 actually. Yeah. So at some point, it'll just be you and me. The new Grace and Frankie.
Yeah, sounds great. Oh my god! And then that picture is what's going to start that whole rabbit trail.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, Ariana, that picture.
Frankie. Oh my god, that's so cute.
It also caught me off guard because I didn't know it was coming in the PR box, and I just opened. I was like, "Oh, so cute! Let's open everything." Oh. But that's why I tried to put like a spoiler. I put a spoiler tag on it in Discord. I tried to put some warnings.
Well,
yeah.
And then Connor showed us right before we recorded one of the podcast episodes. And then like literally a couple minutes into the episode, I think it was me, probably, that made some super inappropriate joke. And John was like, wow, we're going to start that early. And I was like, excuse you. You told her to show us this picture before we even started recording. So we started this conversation well before we hit record. I was like, oh my God.
Oh, wow.
Anyways, the conversation about that picture though in Discord is very funny. Like the really follow-up conversation with his legs or whatever. I was cracking up. And then I was like weirdly staring at the picture, trying to figure out his legs. And then I was like, I need to get my eyes away from this.
You know, I think I'm actually like literally about to read the scene in the book.
Oh.
Like I think that's the scene I'm about to read.
Up and be like,
yeah. So I was like, I can compare notes,
visuals.
But that's the one I keep falling asleep because I don't start it until I get into bed, and then I just anyway.
So funny. Okay.
Yeah. So moving on. I want to get through those two and start Spark of the Everflame. That's like most of my hopefuls for May. Nice. What about you?
My May hopefuls, I plan to read the Singles Table, which is the third of the Sarah Desai books that I was talking about, just because I want to finish the series. I will read the 4th Dungeon Crawler Carl, which is the Gate of the Feral Gods. And then I really want to finish Sunrise on the Reaping. I've just been taking my sweet time with it. Again, I'm reading it just physical. I am this far. However,
you've made some progress.
I think I'm on chapter like 8. And
that's basically me with For Pleasure or Worse.
book club sticker, or I mean bookmark.
Cute.
OG book club. But I hit a moment where I was literally. I will tell you about this after, or I can put it some spoiler place on Discord because I don't want to say these things. Okay. I'll tell you. Like in the recording, but like I hit a moment where I was like, oh my God, Kyle, this and this and this. And then I turned around and I was like, that person died. I was like, what? And I was like, it's the Hunger Games, Kyle. It just happened. So I was like, oh my God. Just turn around. I was like, wow, this information. Turn around, come back like 2 seconds later. I'm so sorry. That information I told you is no longer valid. Like,
oh, that's funny.
Oh my gosh. So anyways, and then I also, after I finish this one, my next plan is the Dating and Dragons.
Oh, cute.
This is actually my pre-order I got when the book came out like 2 months ago, and it just has not happened yet. But this is the second one in Dungeons and Drama, which is about a girl who like is in theater, and she starts helping out her dad at his like board game cafe type thing, and falls in love. I guess they're in high school, but like whatever. YA romance with a Dungeons and Dragons nerd. And so this is the second one in that series, and it looks super cute, and it has them like playing D&D on the cover.
Oh, cute.
So this is my little nerd heart winning.
I love it.
So this is my plan to read after that one. So those are my books. Ashley, I'm so glad you got all your stickers in the mail today.
Yay!
Because Ashley won a surprise giveaway that we did during our 1 month, and she won game night the other night. So she got
that's true.
She got double prizes. I was like, okay, Ashley, as I'm like doing orders, win everything. What have I not given you yet? Calling out all the things. I thought about like putting Paul's name on one of them, and then I was like, no.
Oh, you should have.
Ashley won. Anyways, I'm glad you got them though.
Yes.
But that's
Thanks
it
for hanging out with us, you guys. Yeah.
We did it.
We freaking did it.
Go team.
Yeah. I always love this. This is like one of my favorite things that we do.
I know. And it's like there's always hits a time in the month or something that one of us is like, what are you reading? I don't even know anything about your life. Like, what are we doing? Like, and so we'll like try to fill each other in. But this is like, love the guys, don't get me wrong, but just like sitting here, just girl talking all the books and just like having fun catching up. So, and I love that we've made it live and everybody joins us. So
I know, it's so fun.
So fun.
Love you guys.
Yay. Okay. So our monthly reading wrap-ups will be posted here on YouTube the day after it's live on Patreon. So you should totally join us on Patreon, hang out here with us live, because obviously we're having tons of fun, but you can always catch up the next day as well. And then our podcast is posted weekly.
Yes. And in the meantime, you can stalk our TBRs and current reads on Goodreads and Storygraph for our profiles. Both of our profiles for both of those things are on our links page on our website, betweenpagesandfriends.com.
Yes. Thank you for all of your support. And as always, thanks for reading with us.
Yay.
Yay. Oh, and I love that you're all loving us in the comments, because I love you too.
I love the little hearts.
Yay. Confetti.
Okay. Bye, guys.
All right, that's it. Bye-bye now.
See you in May.
Go read a book.
Probably on Discord in 5 minutes.
Woo-hoo. See you there.